Hi and welcome to the world of StarCraft 2. I am Galaxy StarCraft, bringing you a game between one of my favorite players, Liquid Huck, and I know he's one of your favorite players too because he is the most popular Canadian alive right now, I think, and this is Mini Prime of the Prime clan in Korea. Huck is in Korea now, laddering on the servers there, and I think that he did try and get to GSL 3, but did not make it in, unfortunately. But Huck, there's always GSL 4. We definitely want to see you in that. And anyway, let's get right into the game. This is Scrap Station. We have the red Zerg on the upper left, and then on the right, of course, we have Huck, who we already introduced, but he is Protoss. He does play Protoss every single game. And if we look at the APM tab, which is open right now, the APM is 0 right now for the Zerg player, which is unusual considering he's a Korean. Usually those Koreans, they're like, spamming, their APM right at the beginning is very high. It looks like Huck is kind of spamming. You do not need 300 APM to look at a probe. Anyway, so this Overlord is going to come in, and we'll keep an eye on that while we also watch this probe here and see what it does. Looks like it's just going to notice to see if there's counting the drones, that there's definitely no spawning pool yet. And so he doesn't need to worry about a 10 pool or anything like that. But he does see... Okay, now here we have Mini Prime does see that there's one pylon, and does Huck actually see... he does see the Overlord, which is actually, I guess, not a big deal, as long as you keep it alive on this map, because there's only 2 spawning places. The spawning pool does go down at 14. Huck will see the timing, and then the extractor, which denotes circling speed, will be up first. Meanwhile, we have a simulator down in Huck's base, and it looks like the first gateway is almost halfway into completion, and then the 15 pylon. Very standard play from Huck. He is spending Chrono Boost, not saving it up or anything like that. And then we'll probably see a cybernetics core next, and possibly a stalker, and maybe a zealot, although you don't always build a zealot at the beginning, depending on what you want to do with it. Alright, and then it looks like we have another Overlord and potentially 2 Zerglings coming. Mini does have enough money to make a hatchery. Surprising that he's not spending it right now on that. But he just spent some... Sorry, I was just seeing where his money went. It looks like he spent... he had 300. Okay, obviously he built units. He didn't. He just built a couple of Zerglings, 4 Zerglings out, and now he's going to get the drone. So a very safe opening from our Zerg player, which is I'd say on this map, because of the long rush distance, I would not say that is standard. I think it'd be standard to get the hatch first. Definitely the hatch before those Zerglings. And 4 Zerglings is a lot at the beginning, but Huck will be safe because he will be walled off. And he does have that zealot out, so the cybernetics core is just finishing, and a second gateway on the way. Looks like the second assimilator is out too, so he'll be able to make sentries and possibly a tech structure. This probe is trying to stay alive here, but will get caught off guard and taken out with that heavy stack of minerals. And one Overlord now is hovering over the base of Huck, and Huck can make it out, but he can't do anything about it at the moment. This hatchery is halfway done, and these Zerglings are trying to be pesky. And it looks like this probe with 5 health will get taken out, won't be able to get away. A sentry coming out first for Huck. So I think that the openings on this map are standard. Looks like a 3rd gateway out. What isn't this 3rd gateway? What you can do if you're going to stay on one base like this and not do like a fast expansion for Protoss, you can build like a robotics bay and then get your Colossi out right away. That's generally that's a good thing to do. A lot of Protoss also have been fast expanding and then getting up like 5 or 6 gateways and just using kind of gateway units. This is a short air distance, so a Stargate might do some good right now, but I don't think Huck has that in mind. Maybe rushing to a carrier or Void Ray. And right now, neither player is really putting pressure on the other one. Huck is secure in his base, and the Overlords are not trying to go. This Overlord is here to spot the natural expansion for Huck to see when that timing is. But Huck isn't really trying to do anything right now. It looks like he might be trying to get his expansion. He does have 400, and we do see that. And again, the Zerg player will see that the expansion is down. We did have a Roach Warren down a while ago, and now 4 roaches are on the way. Huck is making hallucination, which is good for scouting in the early game. and it looks like Huck wants to kill these Zerglings, and he will be successful, because that is a lot of sentries. And goodbye, Zerglings, you got to get out of there. Overlord's spreading along the air thing, so I guess the air pathway. So this is the kind of the danger zone right here for air units. It's like the neutral territory. If this were Top Gun, this would be definitely the danger zone. And so anyway, Mini is preparing for Stargates. He's pushing out with these roaches, hoping to secure time to get this third up. And Huck knows that it's coming. He has pulled back here to protect his units close to his gateways, but these roaches are just going to... I don't think that they can take these gateways. Got to be careful with your roaches, Mini Prime. Be careful with your roaches, Mini Prime. He is running away. Huck is not deciding to chase those down because he really wants to make sure his expansion gets up. But does he realize that there's a third? He doesn't exactly realize that Mini has a third base coming, and this is a giant roach push. 8 roaches, and force fields do split them up. This Phoenix got some scouting, is coming home to say, I want to see those roaches get killed, and the first blood is spilled in this game. Finally, we have some action. We have a game. Photon cannon coming up, and you got to be careful with these roaches, Mini, because you only have 9 roaches, and force fields and stalkers are good against those roaches. The stalkers are an expensive unit. Don't forget they do cost 175 resources total. Huck is thinking about now taking out these rocks, which means he's not. I don't think he's going to plan to get a third up anytime soon. He's just going to build up his base. Looks like he has 3 gateways and 1 forge. Huck will probably build some more gateways right now, maybe a robo facility. We'll just have to see. Huck, I love this cannon placement by Huck up on the high ground. Because that protects this destructible rocks, which will make his second vulnerable. And let's go into the base of Mini, just making lots of Zerglings and trying to keep the aggression on. He really wants to stay alive so that he can saturate this third and hopefully take a fourth. Definitely, Mini is just going for the macro game right now. He's not trying to do any push. So I'd say Huck is maybe playing a little bit too defensively. Because Mini Prime is just expanding, is just making units to put some pressure on so that he can keep his expansions alive. And Huck is playing, he has photon cannons here, and he has really only 3 gateways. I don't really know what his long-term plan is, but I feel like he's playing a little bit too defensively. He needs to push out, otherwise I think Mini Prime his income is going to get a little bit too high, and we see that Mini Prime's income is already higher than Huck's, even though they have the same amount of harvesters. He does have a third base, and now we have a robo facility. Will we see a robo bay? Will we see the Colossi? Will we see that Colossi? They're like the chainsaw massacres of the Protoss army. They just slice through Hydralisks, Zerglings, you name it, they just kill them. And this automaton is... I don't like these things. I just think that they're annoying. They get in the way. Once they got in the way of a photon cannon for me. But let's look at the unit station. Oh, it looks like, yeah, we have a robotics bay and a Twilight Council. So Huck was shooting at these rocks, and he's not right now. He really needs to move out because let's look at the army count. We'll see that Mini Prime is just skyrocketing ahead. So now is the time, Huck. Now is the time. Let's make something happen. I'm on Huck's team. I am rooting for Huck. Go, Huck. Go, Huck. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Huck. 2 more gateways on the way, so it will be 1 robo facility, 2 bases, Twilight Council, and 4 gateways. I'm on Huck's team really because I'm white, Huck's white, and I want Huck to win. I'm not racist or anything, but I love Huck. I love the way he plays. I love his micro. He's such a good player. And it's really good spread of the creep by this Zerg player. This Zerg player is just really not playing aggressively at all. And when you're Terran or Protoss and your Zerg player is not being aggressive, that means that they're macroing, that means they're getting up more bases, that means that they are dangerous. So if they're being aggressive, that means they're making units, and you don't need to be as aggressive. But Huck is now moving out, catching these roaches off guard. Will the force fields go down? Yes, they will. Will he be able to take out all these roaches? There are no Colossi yet, but if we go to the Unix cannon station, it looks like Colossi are on the way. But Zerglings are coming in. There are enough force fields to protect these Stalkers, but Stalkers, please stay alive. We need Zealots. Where are the Zealots against these Zerglings? I don't know. It looks like Huck overestimated underestimated the prowess of Maka's army, and it looks like Huck may lose all these units. A tragedy, no doubt, but it looks like pylons are on the high ground, morphing in Zealots. Huck is moving to the corner to try and stay alive, so Zerglings can't get this around. The force field's going down. Roach is trying to get in, but minerals are in the way. The Colossus is out, and Huck is going to keep these units alive. Huck is staying alive. It looks like Huck is staying alive. It looked dangerous there for a moment, but Huck, great pylon placement up here on the high ground. He knows this map so well. Oh, but it looks like all these stalkers will die to these roaches. And if we go to the unit counting station, Huck is actually way down by almost 50 supply, but Colossus are out, keeping those Colossus alive on the high ground. This photon cannon definitely coming into play, and it looks like the Zerg player just did a lot of damage. I would say that's kind of an even exchange because he lost a lot of units though. And if we look at this base, it is not fully saturated. He doesn't get a fourth up. He had to make a lot of units to stay alive in that attack, and it wasn't all bad for Huck, even though he is down in the income. Actually, income kind of even. If we look, Huck even has more harvesters. That's what I mean. And now Huck is getting a third. Can Huck do it? Can he even out the playing field? But, ooh, looks like Mini Prime is getting a fourth very wisely, and he's going to push with these Hydras. Where are your Colossi, Huck? Do they have range? I think they do have that range. They do have that 9 range, and they're going to slice through these Hydras, but there are so many Hydras and only 2 Colossi. And it will come down to Huck keeping these Colossi alive. Trying to get this third was canceled, but he did not lose those 400 minerals. Huck can still put it up again. It will be delayed, and I feel like Huck's chances will be better if he can get maybe a warp prism out, do some harassment, trying to cut the economy off, because really it's just a resource game right now. And the unit compositions for Huck is great. He has the Colossus, he has the Zealots with charge, he has the force fields. He can stay the units of he has the higher attack, so he can stay these units right now at this point in the game. It's really just kind of a battle for the resources, and Mini Prime is getting those upgraded. The burrow upgrade, he's getting the let's see, tunneling claws. So he's upgrading his just kind of general what do you call them? Okay, here comes the Hydralisks. I'm just going to take out this third. I'm sorry, folks, but I don't think Huck is going to be able to stay alive because the Zerg player is just macroing too well. We have 3 Colossus out, but Huck needs to get the third. As I was saying, this is a battle for resources. And Huck is almost going to be mined out in his main base. Will he even be able to hold off? Looks like he may be. No, he's not even going to be able to hold this off. His Colossi are falling, and I think that the Zerg swarm is going to have. Oh, but no, they do get pushed out a little bit back. But look at this creep, allowing these Hydralisks to get away. Dang, these Hydralisks are allowed to get away. They're much faster on creep, and it looks like that Huck is trying again to get his third. But why not build a warp prism and put it out here? I'm just saying. Warp Prisms are definitely an underutilized unit in this game, but Huck is playing strongly. It looks like we do have long distance mining, and if Huck doesn't get a third out, he will be out of this game soon. Mini Prime has his third down and fully utilized, and this gold base is out too. Does Huck know about it? Huck does not know about it. Huck is on the defensive, but Huck has just been on the defensive all game, but he was been on the defensive way too long. Now I'd say he definitely needs to be on the defensive. Too dangerous to move out. I think he missed his window of opportunity and gave Mini Prime a chance to macro up and be safe. It's just kind of each. Oh, looks like these roaches are getting caught off guard. That was trying to be sneaky there, Mini Prime, but you're just gonna lose those roaches. Thankfully, Huck had a probe there, and we're just gonna watch the end of this game. It's definitely not over yet. I just looked at the time, and it looks like there's still quite a bit left. So is Huck gonna be able to survive? He is down, but he's not out. Huck showing us that he is an amazing, masterful macroer. He can stay alive, and I just can eat my words because the game is not over just yet. But we'll just have to see what Huck can do. Can he pull out a victory? Can he pull out the impossible in his hat? If anyone can do that, I know Huck can, because I've seen him come back from the impossible before. Let's look at the upgrades right now. It looks like it's 002, so 2 weapons for Huck. This observer is there assisting in destroying those creep tumors. And this looks like this fourth base of Mini needs to be